Welcome student in Christ Church Convent Digital Classes, Class 12th, Chapter 3, Electrochemistry. In this video we'll see about electrolysis and Faraday's law of electrolysis. So you already know that in an electrolytic cell, external source of voltage is used to bring about a chemical reaction or to conduct a chemical reaction. The electrochemical processes are of great importance in the laboratory and in chemical industry. One of the simplest electrolytic cell consists of two copper strips dipped in an aqueous solution of copper sulfate. If DC voltage is applied to the two electrodes, then Cu2 plus ion discharges at the cathode, which is negatively charged, so positively charged ion attracted towards cathode, and the following reaction take place. The Cu2 plus ion in aqueous medium gains 2 electrons from copper cathode and convert into solid copper and get deposited at cathode. So copper solid metal get deposited on the cathode, and at anode the copper is converted into Cu2 plus ion by the reaction. So at anode oxidation take place and at cathode reduction is taking place. Thus copper is dissolved or oxidized at anode and deposited reduced at cathode. This is the basis for an industrial process in which impure copper is converted into pure copper of high purity. The impure copper is made an anode that dissolves on passing current, and pure copper is deposited at the cathode. Many metals like sodium, magnesium, aluminum, etc. are produced on large scale by electrochemical reduction of their respective cations, where no suitable chemical reducing agent are available for this purpose. So copper, sodium, magnesium, aluminum are the metals which are refined by electrolytic process. So this is the principle or the working of electrolytic refining of copper or other metals. Now sodium and magnesium metal are produced by the electrolysis of their fused chloride, and aluminum is produced. We will study about this in Unit 6, Class 12, by electrolysis of aluminum oxide in presence of cryolite. So what is cryolite? Na3Al(F6) is called cryolite. Aluminum oxide Al2O3. Now, qualitative aspects of electrolysis. Michael Faraday was the first scientist who described the quantitative aspect of electrolysis. Now, Faraday's law also flow from what has been discussed earlier. Now, as per Faraday's law of electrolysis, which are based on his extensive investigations on electrolysis of solution and melt of electrolytes, Faraday published his result during 1833 and 34 in the form of the following well-known Faraday's law of electrolysis. So first law of Faraday's law of electrolysis is the amount of chemical reaction which occurs at any electrode during electrolysis by a current or charge is proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through or charge passed through the electrolytic solution or its melt. And the second law, the amount of different substance liberated by the same quantity of electricity passing through the electrolytic solution are proportional to their chemical equivalent. What is chemical equivalent? Atomic mass of the metal divided by number of electrons required to reduce the cation of that particular metal. So there were no constant current sources available during the Faraday's time. The general practice was to put a coulometer, a standard electrolytic cell, for determining the quantity of the electricity passed from the amount of metal, generally silver or copper, deposited or consumed. However, coulometers are now obsolete. Now they are not used now. Now we have a constant current sources. Now we have constant current sources available, and the quantity of electricity Q or the charge Q passed, it is given by, the charge is given by I into T, where I is the, Q is in coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of charge, and so Q is the charge, I is the current in ampere, and T is the time in second. Small t is the time in second. The amount of electricity or charge required for oxidation or reduction depends on the stoichiometry of the electrode reaction. For example, in the reaction in which silver nitrate solution get dissociated into silver ion and NO3 minus. So at cathode, silver ion gains 1 electron and convert into solid silver as per the reaction 3.30. Now 1 mole of electron is required for the reduction of 1 mole of silver ions. We know that the charge on 1 electron is equal to 1.6021 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Therefore the charge on 1 mole of electron is equal to Na into, what is Na? Avogadro number, into 1.6021 multiply 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So what is the value of Avogadro number? Na is 6.02 10 raised to power 23 per mole multiplied by 1.6021 into 10 raised to power minus 19. So the value of C is 96,487 coulomb per mole. This quantity of electricity or charge is called Faraday constant and is represented by the symbol F. For approximate calculation, we use 1 Faraday is nearly equal to 96,500 coulomb per mole. For the electrode reaction, magnesium ion in liquid state gains 2 electrons and converted to solid magnesium. Similarly, aluminum ion in liquid or in aqueous solution or in molten state gain 3 electrons and convert into aluminum solid. It is obvious that 1 mole of magnesium Mg2 plus and 3 mole and Al3 plus require 2 mole of electron 2F and 3 mole of electron 3F respectively. The charge passed through the electrolytic cell during electrolysis is equal to the product of the current in amperes multiplied by the time in second. In commercial production of metals, current as high as 50,000 ampere are used. That amounts to about 0.5 518 Faraday per second. So one numerical is given to you which is based on the Faraday's law of electrolysis. See example 3.10. A solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes with a current of 1.5 ampere. What is the mass of copper deposited at the cathode? So solution time T is equal to 600 second, because 10 minutes when converted into second, 10 multiplied by 60, you will get 600 second. Charge is equal to current into time. This is the formula. Current is given to you 1.5 ampere, so we'll write 1.5 ampere. Time is 600 second. So when we multiply 600 by 1.5, we'll get 900 coulomb charge. Now according to the reaction taking place at cathode is, at cathode, copper Cu2 plus ion which is present in aqueous solution will gain 2 electron and convert into copper solid metal which get deposited on cathode. So for neutralizing 1 mole of copper ion Cu2 plus ion, we require 2 mole of electrons. Therefore we require 2F or 2 Faraday, or 2 into, what is the value of Faraday constant? 96,487 coulomb to deposit 1 mole or 63 gram of copper. So 1 mole of copper is equal to 63 gram. It is taken from the periodic table because the atomic mass of copper atom is 63. So for 900 coulomb, the mass of copper deposited 63 gram per mole multiplied by 900 coulomb charge divided by 2 into 96,487 coulomb per mole. So it will be nearly about 0.2938 gram. Thank you for watching video. This much in the present video. See you in the next video.